to Dismantled. I'm Shane, and today I have
MJ
from
Just Keep Thinking.
Yeah. Okay, so the reason I had her on is because with Facebook, Instagram, all the social media platforms, it's like an open fire hydrant of information that just keeps hitting you in the face over and over. And sometimes you just scroll past it because you can't be fucked, But when I pass by her show or her videos, I actually stop to actually watch them, and that doesn't happen often. So I think that shows that her videos have value.
Oh, thank you so much.
And so because of that, I wanted her to come down, and she did. So tell me the story. How did this whole idea come about? Just keep thinking.
Oh, it's actually a very interesting story. So, I was an environmental biology graduate. I love nature and wildlife. So whenever I'm out, I see a bird, I'm like, oh, look at that. Look at this ant, look at this insect and all. Yeah, so I was on a trip with my co-founder to Cebu. So both of us are handling the channel currently. And before that, we were on a trip to Cebu. We had this offshore trip, to snorkel somewhere. And whale sharks? No, we didn't see the whale sharks. So we just do like a normal reef snorkeling. Yeah, but I heard about the whale sharks.
Yeah.
Yes. So we were just waiting for the sampan to come. So while waiting, there were a lot of dead corals around. Yeah. So and he was having a GoPro on his hand. So he was just filming me, and then I started picking up a dead coral fragment. And I was like, look at this dead coral fragment. Look at the small little circles. Those are individual coral polyps. Yeah. I started just blabbering off. That's usually how I am in real life. So he kind of recorded it on GoPro, and then it just struck something in him because he does videography, and he has a bit of social media experience.
Right.
Yeah. So after the whole snorkeling trip, on the way back on the tuk-tuk, he was super quiet, Then I was just happily drinking my coconut. And I was like, hey, did I do something wrong? Did I say something wrong? Why are you so quiet? Tell me, don't ignore me. He was like, no, wait, I'm thinking. Yeah, and then he pitched to me the idea, I think it's very interesting. I think like the social media scene is lacking like this type of edutaining kind of information. Like, do you want to try this out? Try having a channel out. That's like, oh, okay. I was like, as long as you're confident and it makes you happy, sure, why not? There's no harm trying it out, right? Yeah, so we started with our first episode, and according to him, the statistics did well. Like for our first video with on a channel that has 0 subscribers, and the rest is history. So it's from that one trip to Philippines.
I want to ask, you said dead coral, right? What's a dead coral? And what's an alive coral? I know that corals are alive, I get it. But how do you tell? Color?
Okay, so corals, they are like animals, but they form this like structure, the reefs, and then when they are alive, right, there's actually the tentacle like things coming out. Yeah. So they're a bit different from sea anemones.
That's what I'm thinking of. When you say tentacles, I straight away think of anemone.
Yeah, corals is like a lot of mini anemones together. So think about it. Yeah, so anemone is like one big one with the tentacles, but like corals like a lot of small ones. So each have their own circle and tentacles out. Yeah, so you can think of it that way. Yeah, so they will get bleached first. Like usually they get bleached means they become white. I think everyone knows that.
Why does that happen?
Because corals, they can make their own food, so they have this algae body inside them. Yeah, so they can actually photosynthesize as well. Yeah, so when the water is too hot, the algae body just escapes because it's like, they cannot tahan the heat. Then when it escapes, right, then the coral has no food, no one's making for them, so they will start to turn white. Yeah, so that's coral bleaching, and rising temperatures around the world in the waters that are causing that. Yeah, but when corals bleach, they can have a chance to come back, get back the algae body if things reverse. But if they bleach for too long, then they will die. Yeah, so when they die, then there's a chance of them just fragmenting off. From the sea floor, and then they will just end up on the ocean floor as like a dead fragment of corals. So it kind of looks like some very nice structure with a lot of patterns, but those are actually dead corals. Yeah, so you don't really find that in Singapore, but if you go to the Indonesian country, you can get them a lot.
How does it come back though? You said the algae will go off and then it will come back. How does it come back? And where is it? And why does it go and why does it come? Okay, it goes because it's too hot. Then how does it come? I mean, how does that work?
I'm not sure about the specifics, but the algae are always around in the water. So the corals has a way of getting them back, like sucking them back into their body. When the temperature is right and when the algae wants to go inside the coral, I guess.
So dead corals can be reversed, like it's not
bleach corals.
Bleach. Sorry, once they're dead, they're dead.
Yeah, they did. Once they're dead.
Okay, so there's no cry from the dead. Same like us, corals and human beings. Same thing. What do you do as your day job?
Currently I'm actually handling the channel full time with my co-founder. Yeah, but we only did that a year ago, less than a year ago. So before that, we were both handling our full-time jobs with the channel. So I was actually a science teacher. Yeah, a science teacher at a private institution, but it was a very big one, so there was a lot of work to do. Yeah, and my co-founder, he was doing social media content. Yeah, handling the social media for one of the companies.
You would be an excellent science teacher, though.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, to have a science teacher who's actually interested in the shit that you are teaching now. It makes a huge difference. Like,
it does. I actually really enjoy teaching. I would have stayed if nothing is happening on the social media side. Yeah.
What drives you every day? What brings you out of bed besides dead corals? Yeah.
I really just enjoy talking to people and being out in the day and night and just like looking around you and realizing that there's living things everywhere around you and science is all around you. It really makes me very excited. Yeah, it's a bit of a nerdy thing, but I mean, I love it. Yeah. And I love it that, where there's so much thing to share with people. And when you meet someone new, there's an exchange of ideas and knowledge one another. So I can tell them about my science and nature knowledge and they'll tell me something of their expertise. Yeah, so I think just in general, there's just so much to life, there's ups and downs. But I mean, that's what life is about, right? And it keeps you going because there's always something next, especially when it comes to science.
Okay, your topics that you cover on your show, right? Sometimes I think, how do you even come up with them? So how did this idea even pop up in your head? Because it definitely won't pop in mine now. So how does the process come about for your ideas and then to the video to out in the world?
That's a very good question. I mean, there are times where we get like a bit of a content block, like we don't know what to do, but a lot of times the ideas come very serendipitously. So it's like halfway I'm out eating and then my friend will be like, oh my goodness, I don't like coriander, and then another of my friend was like, oh, I love it, and give me all. And then I'll be like, why do some people like it? Why do some people not like it? Like, I think it's a question that we all want to know, but no one really like put it into words.
The train of thought down the road.
Like the Hansel and Gretel's never follow the tidbit. So I was like, okay, so I would just record it out immediately on my phone, and then when I have the time to actually like conceptualize it and do my research, that's where a video script will be out, and that's where we'll film it. Yeah, so a lot of the times is something that it just comes off, at the suddenly in my mind, like through everyday life experiences. Yeah, and those are usually the ones that really gets people attracted to watch and find out more, because it's one of those like, everyone wants to know, but no one just actually went to follow
the train of thought.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What's your background in? Science, I'm guessing, of course.
Yeah, definitely. Science, it's under life sciences degree. Yeah, but there are specializations, and there's one under environmental biology. So that was the degree that I took in NUS.
So you're an environmental biologist, huh?
Yeah, in a way you can call that. I mean, it's a degree. I'm not like a full-fledged, but that was what I studied in, and yeah, I know, right? It's like I can't believe there's a major in that in Singapore.
Why not? But why would that be surprising?
Because I think there's still a very common misconception that Singapore doesn't have any wildlife. I think it's getting more prominent now, but compared to 5 years ago, like people don't even know we have animals. They'll just be like, the zoo. That kind of, we have pigeons and everything, but we have really real wildlife, and I don't think people actually know that you can actually have a degree on wildlife biology or nature or environment in Singapore. Like, it doesn't come to our mind because we're still a small country. Like, we don't have like the big animals.
And it's all urban.
Yeah, the ones that we usually see, they are all the urbanized ones. So
I'm going to guess a few. See whether I'm correct or not. We have wild boars.
Yes.
We have pangolins. Do we have civets?
Yes, we do.
Right? We have civet cats.
Yeah.
We have mouse deer.
Yes. Oh, you're good, Shane.
Do we have another kind of deer? The bigger than the mouse deer one?
Oh, the sambadia.
Yes, we have, right?
Yeah, we have.
That's one. And then,
You can do it.
What's more?
Go. Oh, we have a lot, but so far...
That's all I can think of. I mean, of course, besides things like hedgehogs and snakes and
Yeah, that's good. Actually, like, the one you've mentioned, they're probably all... Yeah, they're all like native animals, in fact.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time in the army. I was a regular last time. So we actually, when sometimes in the middle of the night, you actually see a pangolin walking past.
You've seen a pangolin?
Yeah. Tekong have.
Oh, yeah. The Tekong, the restricted forest, they have a lot of the very rare wildlife there. And I'm like, I want to go.
So almost white color, It's like the legend, the white boar of Tekong.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It doesn't attack people. It's so used to people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
Huge. It's
Next video idea.
the biggest ball I've ever seen in my life. That's for sure.
Oh, that's amazing.
Okay, so
pangolin.
with this channel that you're doing, right, what is your best experience so far with this channel? Like something that happened that would not have happened if you didn't have this channel. So many things.
Wow. For one, we get to okay, so this is something, it's quite a big thing because with our channel, it's a social media channel, we have a big following.
Sure.
So whatever we put out there, it does gain traction and it has the potential to go viral. So I'm very much into marine biology. I do my intertidal guided tours where I bring people to the beach to spot the animals.
Wait. You do that as a job?
Oh yeah. It's like a side thing from side hustle from my other than the channel
Let's
content.
talk about that for a bit.
Okay, sure.
Cool. Yeah, what is that about? Tell me.
Oh, so I bring people out on tours, so it's like a nature tour. Yeah, so we bring them to the beach, and during certain times, certain periods of the year, right? The beach, the tide will go low. I mean, we have high tides, we have low tides, but they will go extremely low, and that's where the animals, when they used to be covered by the water, right? They'll get exposed for this 1 or 2 hour window.
Right.
Yeah, so that's where actually people can head down to explore, to spot the animals, spot some marine wildlife.
Okay.
Yeah, but because sorry.
No, please carry on.
Yeah, like usually like people don't know what they see or they cannot spot properly, so that's where they engage like guides. So I'm not the only one lah, but yeah, I do that as
So
a
how do I book a class, a tour? How do you do that?
Oh,
Is it on your
just
website?
just head to our Facebook, our Instagram. The link is there. It's on Eventbrite lah. Yeah, so
We link it and on, I think we should go. It sounds cool. Yeah.
Come,
Yeah,
join me. Let's
we
go.
We probably will. So, last question was your best experience with this
Yeah.
cooking. Is that it? Is that the best experience?
No, I mean I've been doing that for quite some time myself, but yeah, I mean it's nice that I can get to bring people out. I get to bring the followers of the channel out, and they're really very cute because some of them, they are like families. Because our channel seems to be able to attract not only the kids but also the parents as well. So sometimes they watch my channel as like a family time, and then they all come together for the trip. So that was very nice. Yeah, but because the intertidal zone, right?
The what?
Sorry, the intertidal zone.
Intertidal zone.
Sorry, intertidal guides, right? Sorry,
is that what they're
that's the
called?
trip. Yes,
Cool,
sorry.
yeah. It sounds like some kind of like,
like high tide, low
Space
tide.
Ranger shit, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, intertidal guys. That's damn
Intertidal.
cool.
Between the high tide and low tide, yes.
Yeah,
Intertidal.
So please tell me.
Yeah, so there has been recently, like especially since last year, there's been incident of people picking up animals, poaching. Yeah, I actually went on mothership, and
Poaching, I know they brought it home.
yeah, so some people bring it back, and they were not treating the animals very nicely. They were really just like wholesale picking it up, digging sea anemones up, and you shouldn't really do that. Yeah, and this year it happened again, on large scale, and my channel took a video and we posted it up. I mean, it was a bit of a risk lah. Like we knew it could gain a viral, like it could go viral, and it might actually cause the government to step in. But I felt like this was something that, I mean, it hurts me. My marine animals are there. They're being poached home.
What marine animals can you just put your hands and just take home? What?
They are sea cucumber, they are sea stars, they are sea urchins.
And do what?
That's why I don't know. So it's like for fun. They like when I talk to people, they just say like, oh, I want to bring home, let the kids see.
And very fun pet, right? Sea cucumber, bring your kids there and see lah.
Yeah, exactly.
Bringing it home.
That's why. Or they find it very pretty on bring home, but the animals, it is so hard for them to survive back at home. Like a clam, even a clam is very difficult to keep it alive at home. So, even like snails and like the largest one I see urchins, hermit crabs, so they would just bring it back. Yeah, so we filmed the video, we post it up, but our goal is really just to raise awareness about it because no one is doing anything.
Got show face now.
Yeah, huh?
Got show their face.
Oh yeah, the people say no lah, we blur, but
good lah, hey, I mean, okay, look, you want to make a point, but
yeah, definitely. Yeah. But they showed me like trying to talk to people, and so my co-founder was the one who secretly filmed it. I didn't know it. Yeah. So that eventually went viral, and the public did speak up lah, because I think around the scene itself was quite saddening to see people treating our wildlife in this manner, and because of that the government agency actually stepped in and they increased their patrol. They actually come up with a whole framework to deal with it, and even though I kind of caused them trouble, but I felt like, hey, my channel did something, and without my channel's voice out there, right, none of this would happen. If I just pick up myself, no one would give any attention to it.
And
but
it's a good thing to bring up also.
Yeah.
People are bringing home sea cucumbers. That is probably the wildest thing I've ever said on this show. And I've said some pretty wild things. People are bringing home sea cucumbers.
And it's like not for consumption. It's really just for fun, you know.
Sea cucumber can eat.
Okay. Yeah. But once you bring back, I like the poisonous one. So I also don't know what they want.
Sea cucumber or poisonous one as well?
Yeah. There's poisonous one and there's the edible kind. So the ones that they bring back are all the poisonous ones, and it's really for fun, lor. And then the kids they learn like it's okay to kill wildlife, and that's not exactly a good thing that we should teach our younger generation. So I felt that this is something that should be addressed in our society. So that was really, I was very grateful for the channel for that, lah.
Okay,
like,
that's a great answer. Now opposite, worst experience with Just Keep Thinking. That was your best, not your worst.
Oh well, there's most of them are actually good.
Okay.
There are a few worst ones, like we could share one or two.
Please. Give me 1 or 2, 3 of your worst, whatever.
Oh wow,
yeah.
okay, let's go all the way. Because the channel I did it with my co-founder, so he's also my fiance.
Okay.
Yeah, and when it's actually very difficult to work as a couple.
I'm sure.
Yeah, like can you imagine like being in a relationship, like you already have spent a significant amount of time with your other half, and now you have to work with them and you get to see another side of things. So creative clashes, you really see them in partners, like I mean just working partners, you know, of then you probably have more with like the other half of yours, and you know it actually spills over to our relationship sometimes when you quarrel for work stuff, right? Then you know you don't really want to eat dinner with this person anymore. So that actually caused quite a bit of friction in our relationship at the very beginning. We have a number of big quarrels about that. And like you know, real life incidents kind of proves that you know it's a bit difficult to work with.
Yeah, well, look at the pandemic when everybody was at home, divorces went up, right?
Yeah.
People can't stand each other's face, that's all.
And like the recent channel saga thing.
Which one? Say it.
I can say
What?
Oh, NOC.
Oh, say lah. Who cares? NOC.
Yeah, I mean that was quite bad.
I mean,
it's just
in
like
public, and we're not bashing anybody.
Yeah, we're not bashing. We're just saying the truth. Yeah, it's actually really difficult. I understand.
It is difficult, and the pandemic proved it. When people are forced to stay in and look at the other person's face 24/7, they get divorced.
Yeah, every small thing just irritates you. Yeah, so that was quite.
Or make babies. It's one or the other. That's my producer over there.
Government is happy. Birth rate increasing.
Some worse. I mean, besides things like at home, like did the channel make you do something, or you wanted to follow this and then you went down the wrong road, or I don't know what? Tell me. Almost got eaten by a king cobra, or
oh no. Wow, I mean I would love to see a king cobra.
Never seen, huh? But we have them here, right?
I've seen once or twice in a while. Yeah, we have. But you know, my friend have seen it like swallowing another snake right in front of them. I was like, oh, that's fantastic footage. Yeah.
The king cobra is so big. I think 2 meters. I think up to 2 meters or more. And when they stand up, they actually growl. You can hear the air going in and out of it, and it actually sounds like a growl. It's scary.
It's telling you there's a king.
Yeah.
It's the king.
And he eats other snakes. And I know king cobras eat other snakes. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. Okay. So for
please.
what's experience? Because we do get clients from time to time.
Clients like?
Public agencies, private agencies. Yeah. Because. To make content for them, because so it's basically how other social media agencies work lah. They kind of use the following to try and spearhead certain campaigns or messages they want to promote lah. Yeah, so or even products lah for private companies. So a public agency, they are usually like campaigns or messages, World Something Day. Yeah, and I'm not sure if you worked with clients before, but sometimes they are like a bit difficult to work with because they want it a certain way, and
but then they won't even tell you what that way is, and then you have to figure it out.
And then after you go through so many revisions, at the very last minute after you film everything, you're just like, wait, why don't you address this earlier? And you also get taken advantage of, right? Because of the following. So, like I've heard about it in the past,
taken advantage of like how?
Like they'll be like, can you do this video for us? Can you do that for us? But you know. What you gain from us is our expertise and exposure. And I'm like, wait, you want us to work so hard for this entire video, but you are refusing to even just like give us a little bit of credit or like in terms of monetary value. Like we also need to
eat your exposure.
And some of them are actually companies that can pay. Like they are rich and big companies, and they are like asking you to do it for free. So you just like
not paiseh, yeah.
Not paiseh. If you're non-profit, I can understand, and we do like pro bono sometimes when it comes like when sharing sessions. But they want an entire video product where we really put in a lot of effort, a lot of time to film it, to conceptualize, to have the script out, to post edit it.
Of course,
yeah.
it's a lot of work.
So it was actually quite annoying, like the number of people that's trying to just leech on you. So I was like, okay lah, but I guess it comes along with the job. We just just deal with it lor. Just reject on.
Yeah, exactly. So those are the bad experiences. Okay, that's done. Let's talk about home, Singapore.
Yeah.
What are the pressing environmental issues that we are facing as a country?
Well, we have a lot, but I think one of the two biggest one that I can think of is first is development. I think we cannot stop that, right? We're always developing. Yeah, and that causes a lot of noise. And second one is like human wildlife conflict, which comes about with development, I guess. So yeah, these are two.
Development. What do you mean development? Like we are expanding too much? Like we're building too much?
When we have to clear certain nature areas or reclaim certain parts of Singapore because we need more housing or we need more land for certain ministries, or like sometimes the army, sometimes it's like a food
nature will
thing.
never win, right? I mean, we will take what we want to take.
We did win
a
few times. So in the past, there were, I mean, we lose most of the time, but there were significant events where we actually won, and that is Sungai Buloh. Yeah. So that was actually Sungai Buloh and also Chek Jawa. Chek Jawa is in Pulau Ubin. So it's a very nice, it's a beautiful area where there's a lot of marine wildlife and a lot of shorebirds come there to feed and forage, and the birders really love it there. Yeah. So I think for
what's going to happen to Sungai Buloh? They won't clear it.
It's Sungai Buloh. I think I remember wrongly. I think it's Chek Jawa.
Right.
Yeah, Chek Jawa. So they wanted to actually.
What do you want to build on Ubin?
I think they just want to clear the area. I'm not sure what they wanted to build in the past. Yeah, but they want to clear the area, and then all the nature enthusiasts were really upset about it. So they really tried to rally to get a lot of signatures, and they actually brought one of the ministers, I'm not sure who, but one minister down to give them a tour around the area. So once the minister actually saw the nature and felt the nature around him, he actually called the whole development off, and then Chek Jawa was actually saved. So that's
pretty impressive.
Yeah, that was a very big event. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so that was one prominent event that is etched in history.
Won.
Sorry?
The Treehuggers won.
The Treehuggers won. So for right now, right, because we really have limited land and we need housing. So the win comes in a compromise. So now usually if there's a compromise, it's sort of a win. And it's not too bad. I mean, we don't have to fight the government all the time also. Like most of the time the government will just win. But a compromise is a good.
We really got so little land.
Yeah.
So little. And I mean the population is gonna grow. That's just how things we are aging actually. So the population will eventually get back down, right? But I just don't see how something as small as us can afford not to develop.
Yeah, that's why housing is still a big issue. As a young couple that BTO, right, have to fight with 5 other couples for it, and it's constantly, it's always happening. Every year is the same situation. Yeah. So the Clementi Forest, Dover Forest situation, it actually blew up.
I don't know.
Oh, right. So Dover Forest and Clementi Forest, Dover Forest was slated to be cleared for housing. Clementi was in future plans, it was stated in one of the future government plans that it's going to be used for reserve for housing also. Yeah, so of course the nature committee wasn't really happy about it.
I have never even heard of Dover Forest and Clementi Forest in my life.
Oh, it went quite big because the opposition kind of spoke about it also, so it blew up, and then so the government's oh my goodness, I have to deal with it. But in the end, right now, they just recently, not too a few months ago, they kind of plan where they're gonna conserve half of it and the other half of it. So they chose the more pristine half to conserve, and the other not so pristine half, which actually made of scrubland and really just non-native tree species and wildlife. They'll be developing that. So it's a compromise kind of situation.
How did non-native tree species end up there in the first place?
I'm not too sure about the origin story, but I know for one of the ways that it came is in the past when Singapore was still developing, and Lee Kuan Yew has a vision to make it a garden city. So I think we just planted a lot of trees, and we just wanted we don't really consider the long-term impact of the tree. So we have we brought in a lot of non-native species. As long as it provides shades, it's big, it grows fast, so that it can get you can like become like tall and green quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, and then afterwards, then when we realize, when this tree keeps falling the branches or like it's very weak, it's very brittle, or the tree falls keep happening, that's when they realize, oh, okay, maybe we shouldn't plant this tree anymore. Yeah, or when there's actually a focus on native species. I think in the past we really didn't think much about, we don't really have the privilege to think about conserving. We just wanted our country to do well and like prosper a bit more and get the country going. So
we're still not past that stage though, right? Singapore will forever be at that point where they can't wait to go.
It's improving as we are focusing a lot on native species. So it's not too bad. There's progress.
Good.
Yeah.
Big one. I want to say this. Plastic straws. Now look, I'm sick and tired of going to a fast food place and then there's no plastic straw. Don't pretend that you taking away the plastic straw has got anything to do with the goddamn turtle in the sea. Don't pretend. All it is that you are keeping that, I don't know however much you're spending on straws and putting it on your profit margins. Come on lah. We are not dumb. Okay? Do straws actually make that big of a deal? I and my sister have this conversation all the time.
Does she?
No, she's on the side of the turtles.
Oh, okay.
And I am on the side of the straws, man. The straws have rights too. They deserve to survive.
Oh my god, this is a difficult one.
Okay, look. The main problem of plastic in the sea is fishing nets.
Yeah.
Not straws.
In the ocean, right?
I think they did a study on it, and it was like what
0.01225.
Oh, you see? So how is that? Okay, look, I'm not saying it's not. Small parts also do make a difference. I get that, but that's not the problem at all. The straw isn't the problem. And I know everyone has seen that video of the guy taking the pliers and pulling it out of the turtle. You see that video, right? I was thinking the straw must have been in there for so long, right? That whatever started to like, when he pulled it out and everything came out with it, that straw has been there for a while. And I'm thinking maybe did pulling it out actually cause more harm than good? I don't know. But yeah, because of that one video, now straws have no rights. And we all lose them. Look man, your cup cover is plastic, every goddamn thing is plastic, but no straws. Because we are environmentally conscious. Don't bluff lah, we see through that shit. Okay? And straws are not the problem. Please tell me, am I wrong?
Actually, I mean, statistics-wise, you're not wrong. And when it comes to marine pollution, straws are not the biggest issue. In fact, it's less than 0.1%. So it is not the biggest issues out there. It's the nets are the one.
Man. Fight for your straws, people. Don't let them take your rights.
But I do think that the whole video, it sparked the movement of people just talking about plastic in general, and that's always a good thing, like if no one talks about it, then you can never progress from there. So the video it's good in a way that it get people start to talking about like environmentalism and how to be sustainable. I mean, there's a lot of greenwashing, there's a lot of like fakeness going around, but at least within there's some percentage of truth in it, or some groups of people who actually really went on to make a difference. So that's a good thing, and that's social media. That's the power of social media. And straws.
But no, I'm not giving my straw.
I mean, McDonald's cup lid is actually quite functional. I thought that they put it. I heard they put in a lot of thought to create the plastic cup lid.
Actually, McDonald's puts in a lot of thought with everything. Even their straws, right? The thickness of the straw is so that the liquid, the Coke, right? I think they were like they have contract with Coke, where the straw is the perfect thickness, where it hits all the taste buds it's supposed to hit.
Oh, is it?
Everything in McDonald's is a science.
Oh, wow.
There's a reason why they are everywhere and they are as successful as they are. Nothing is down to chance. Everything is designed at McDonald's.
This is not sponsored, by the way.
No. And give me back my straws, Maccas. Give me back my straws. What are the little things that we can do that actually makes a difference? I mean, we know about like the recycling and turn off the lights and turn off what you're not using. But beyond that, right, what can we actually do to smollen our carbon footprint? Smollen, new word.
I know it sounds cliche, but every small little step really does matter. I mean, I think people usually really like put a lot of significance in the things that they do, like this thing must make a big impact, if not that it's not worth it.
I tend to think like that. Yeah.
But more of like when I just do it within my own means and whenever I feel comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, if I'm like dining in and I'm really happy to drink with the cup, then okay, I'll just refuse the straw. You know, it doesn't really, it's not that much of a trouble to me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that a smaller step, like after a while I slowly get used to it lah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
the recycling bins, right? They are downstairs, right? The blue ones. Do they actually make a difference?
That
Or do they just all go to the same landfill or the incinerator? I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'm honestly not sure. I've heard both accounts,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I mean, if you ask
I don't
NEA, they're gonna say the correct thing. But then if you ask someone else, they're gonna say something.
My sister is a huge advocate of just put it in the recycling. Just put it in the recycling. I can't be fucked. I can't. You know, I've tried, but I don't have any fucks to give, and then I just throw it down the chute. It's just so much easier for me. But look, if I really knew, right, that putting it, the difference between putting it in the chute and the blue bin is really that big.
I actually think that is important. Like,
think so?
Yeah, I think it's important to show that the small efforts that people do actually goes. I mean, the government is putting effort to take these efforts and use it wisely. Like, and I think that's a big problem. Like, they don't show it, and then there's so many speculations around it.
They should follow it. Like if we show you, like, okay, we pick it up from here. Then where do we go? And what happens?
What if I show something that I'm not supposed to show? I get cancelled.
A good, not you lah. But I mean, they should do it. Like NEA should come out with something that shows us if you put your rubbish just 3 feet to the left instead of the chute, it actually makes a difference. I think people will listen. No?
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Like McDonald's with the whole chicken nugget fiasco, like like a pink goo went viral, and then like everyone's like, oh my god, McDonald's chicken McNuggets like made out of this like fake meat, and then McDonald's just came out with a video and it's like, look, this is how we made our chicken nuggets, and they just show the whole process of using like the chicken breast, and it's just like mainly natural ingredients. Yeah, and then it just like shuts everyone up. So
Jamie Oliver, right, he went on a huge.
Oh yeah, Jamie Oliver.
Oliver.
Yeah, so I think that's important lah. But I still do recycling. I'm one of those that tries to wash the water bottle and puts it down, but that's actually a big like it's communication basically, like proving to people.
If NEA actually like does a little initiative on this where they show us like, okay, like if you put your rubbish here instead of like 3 feet to the left in the normal bin, this is what happens, and it actually you're actually making a dent. I might do it. You know, I don't know lah. Look, people need to see these things to make a change. If not, we won't change. I'll just keep using the chute NEA. I'll just keep using the chute. So
NEA want to contact. Maybe we can come up with something if you are really doing it lah. If you're not, then I guess never mind.
It's right up her alley. It's perfect. Yeah. Do you think that we can actually make a dent with climate change? Can we actually change things about? Of course, you say yes, right?
Singapore is really small. I have to admit, it's very difficult for a small country like us to try and really make a big dent when all the bigger countries out there. But I have to say, like, comparatively, like proportion wise, right, we do produce quite a huge carbon footprint in proportion to our like country size and population. I'm not sure what the statistics, but I know it's like a small country like us do produce a lot as compared to like other countries who are probably, they produce more, but they are much bigger and they have a high population of people. So that's one thing to think about. Yeah, but I feel that I mean, we also cannot ask everyone to like, oh, let's ignore the earth and like let's just destroy. I mean, we still try to do the right messages, and I see a lot as also just small improvements for ourselves also. Like just be on this journey and make improvements wherever you're comfortable with. Yeah, don't have to go too far. You really don't have to like change your whole entire lifestyles. But it's like, if it doesn't make if it's something like why not, that kind of thing. It's like
I get it.
Yeah, so I was given like a a reusable cup and straw, and I'm like, oh, okay, and it sits on my home. But nowadays, whenever like I head down to tapao my like coffee, like which is right downstairs my house, and I'm heading from my house to the coffee shop downstairs, and I'm heading back up, then it's like, okay, might as well just bring the cup down. Yeah, so it's more of like you just fit in wherever it's possible, and I mean, don't have to think like, oh, am I contributing to society? Am I making a difference? But it's more of like, okay lah, why not lah? Why not? Like kind of thing. It's just slowly make changes.
It can't hurt.
Yeah, it can't hurt. So I think with that, then the small little changes does add up. I mean, you imagine like if everyone makes this small little difference, it can eventually add up a bit. Like you can't see it, but yeah.
The American climate change activists, right? They will be like AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and Green New Deal. It's bullshit anyway. But They want to net zero emissions and stuff, right? That's just not going to work in 10 years. Are you dreaming or what? Anyway, how do you even come up with that seriously and take yourself seriously enough to bring it?
Maybe they have to.
I do. She's a clown. Anyway, so now the people who are doing the most like greenhouse gases, right, are things like India and China, which are everything's made there anyway. Being pushed out from there. So basically, and it's the people like the US climate activists who say, so what is the message there? That the US, because we are years ahead of all of these people, and now we have everything nice and settled, so we can, but since you all are building up your nations, stop building again. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's hypocritical, right?
Yeah, they also have a. What are you saying that? Oh, don't come out to our standard of living. That's bad for the earth. But you just stay down. First thing, US gets bashed a lot on climate when actually the vast majority comes from India and China. But if you bring up India and China and you criticize that, suddenly you're racist or something. You know. But I mean, just look where the actual problem is, lah. That's what I'm saying. You know.
And the demands actually, like they are the India and China, they manufacture a lot, but they're manufacturing for the developed countries that need money. Yeah. So I'm like, you guys should look a bit at yourself and look at where the carbon footprint is really at.
Yeah. Yeah. What bothers you? What are the issues that you see you feel no one else is seeing?
Well, I think on like being in the social media scene, I get my fair share of like comments, and I am active on social media platforms just because I have to also to, you know, like see what are the upcoming trends and what's the current hot news around, and there's just so much
Like what,
hatred and bashing online,
like
and
personal messages.
both personal and not that many. I do get some.
Yeah, what is there to bash? I don't understand.
Oh my god, I can tell you this story. Like,
please.
when I just started out this channel, so I was from the science background, so I do know like my peers, my mentors, they are scientists, they are researchers. So when I present science and nature in this social media manner where it's much more watered down, there's a bit of fun to it, it's a bit danky. Like, they weren't very receptive to it. Yeah, because I think that
it reaches more people though. And that's
important. It does. But I think like, you know, in being a scientific community, when you do like a lot of research papers, a lot of studies, there's a certain template that they like to follow, and things have to be informative, things have to be like full of jargons, and all the references has to be there. So they are very used to that kind of information.
But if that works so well, we won't be in this shithole that we are in right now, right?
I know, right? No one reads. No one cares about scientific names.
Nobody cares. This works, so do that.
Yeah, so it's like a different form of science communication. I think they haven't explored, or no one has explored it like in a manner where it reaches a lot of people. So when I first started, I do receive comments like, you know, why didn't you provide more information? Why don't you put in more details?
Go and make your own video.
Yeah, why do you do it this way? Why don't you do it? Don't you do it that way? I was like, hey, wait, this is my channel. It's not your channel. Why are you telling me what to do? And like, and I do reach, and my target audience are people who are not, who does not know anything about science and nature. I really want to, you know, like really cast a net and get people just getting them interested into this field and sharing knowledge to reach the audience that may not be interested in all of this stuff. Yeah, so I don't think they see it that way, and you know, I mean that's,
they send hate messages.
Not hate messages, no. So, but you could see that they weren't supportive. And some of them, they are like my close mentors, so it actually it affects me a bit, you know, like, hey. And then they support every other thing except for my own stuff. So that was quite difficult to see. Yeah. But it's okay, I'm over it. Like,
Good.
I tell myself, like, you know, I'll just prove it to you guys with...
And you're making real change.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. I mean, if she wasn't, you wouldn't be here. It's not as if my show is fucking huge. You know, but I mean, the whole reason I asked her to come was because her content is informative. And I don't skip past it. I always watch it. That shows there's value there. You know?
Oh, thank you, Shane. So I'm happy to be here.
Last thing.
Yes.
You've been bringing it up a lot because of National Day. Come, let's talk about Raffles.
Oh, Raffles.
Yeah.
Oh, next year the statue
apparently, yeah. So he didn't do as much as people think he did. And actually the guy who did a lot more is not getting the credit. It's William Farquhar. Right?
Actually, the pronunciation for Farquhar is... Can I say? It's a bit... because he's from Scotland, so the word Farquhar is pronounced as Farquhar.
Farquhar.
Yeah. I cannot say it in the video. So I just stick to
No, you can
Farquhar.
swear on the show. Who cares?
Okay. William Farquhar.
Interesting. Because in school we were taught it was Farquhar. Yeah, we were taught that.
I guess the teachers, they either don't know or they know but they can't say.
I say they don't know one. I thought, okay, just a short segue, right? Talking about teachers. I had an English teacher when I was in primary school. Okay, the word, we were reading a book or something, I can't remember. The word was nocturnal. Nocturnal animals.
Okay.
And she corrected me and said, no, it's nocturnal.
Wait.
And I, being me, I was like, no, it's nocturnal. And then I got scolded and probably sent outside of the class. But English teacher, nocturnal. Nocturnal, you're chibai.
No way. Wait, what's that? What the hell's that?
It doesn't make sense. And you are teaching English to kids.
Ayo.
Come on, man. And not just that, you punish the kids some more. Probably because you just felt bad I called you out, right?
I know, right? Look at this. Look at how far he's come right now.
That's right.
Take that.
So, what did Farquhar do that we don't know about? And why does he deserve more credit than Raffles?
Well, so Raffles was technically Farquhar's boss. Yeah, so
you brought up that he only was in Singapore for like a few months.
Yeah, he was only like 10 months in total. So and it's not like one short 10 months. He came there 1-2 months and then he just escaped and then he came back just to see things and then he just left. While William Farquhar, he actually he stayed here for like 4 full years, just to build up the pot and make sure everything is running smoothly. Yeah, so I think like Raffles was, just traveling around Southeast Asia trying to build pots everywhere. The British colonialism. Yeah. So they discovered Singapore. Actually, Farquhar was the one that suggested Singapore to Raffles, and then Raffles was like, okay, let's go take a look. And then once they take a look, they realized, hey, this pot is pretty good. Let's do something here. Yeah, and before that, they actually built a port in Malacca.
Okay.
Yeah, and again, like William Farquhar did all the heavy lifting, but because everyone trusted William Farquhar in Malacca, like the traders, and they all followed him to Singapore. And actually, that's how William Farquhar was able to build a port so successfully. And at first, the British didn't really think much about Singapore because apparently the colleagues didn't like Raffles. Raffles had like a string of failed failed incidents. I mean, that's all according to the book, researched by this person who actually went on to find out the truth. And so
it's worth diving into. This is a topic which is worth your time.
There's a lot of articles about it already, the reviews. So I mean, there are arguments that because Raffles the boss, this is what a boss does, like you throw it to your subordinates to do it. But it looks like they had a lot of internal fight, and Raffles was very jealous of William Farquhar. He keeps trying to take away the credit and give Farquhar no credit at all. And to the point where William Farquhar was actually kicked out of Singapore at the very end because Raffles went to complain to the big boss about and spread rumors about Farquhar that's not true.
What a little bitch.
Yeah, it is right. And then it's like, and everything's about Raffles right now, and I just felt so bad for William Farquhar. I'm like, okay, I understand that Raffles is the boss, but come on lah, William Farquhar did so much heavy lifting. He actually went to speak to the locals to get to know them. He had to solve the hygiene issues. He had built in the infrastructure. He really did a lot, and also John Crawford lah. But that's for that's for next year maybe.
Well, Raffles got a smelly flower named after him.
Yeah.
So
along with everything else, but at least he got
everything else, the school. What else? Hotel, school,
flower. The monkey. There's a
Raffles monkey. And that's it. Now I hope this was a pretty painless experience for you.
Oh my! It was so enjoyable. I had so much fun.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. We're a small show, and you took time out of your day, and we really appreciate that. Thank you.
No, thank you. It's my pleasure.
Thank you. We'll see you again when we see you again.
Just keep
Take
thinking.
care. Bye bye. Just keep thinking.
Just keep thinking.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye.